James here with another video on world building. Something recently happened on our Discord and it reminded me of another method, and a throwaway comment I had made on a previous video reminded me of another. What happened on our Discord was that one of our Patreons named Icthelion shared work that he had done making a alternate universe of Legend of the Five Rings. And that's a great way to make a new world, is to just pick an existing one and ask, what if? And start changing things. Marvel is famous for it because they actually have a whole comic line titled What If. DC's done it with their multiverse thing, all the different worlds that people can come from. Fan fiction does it all the time with, like, Coffee Shop AU, anyone? Man in the High Castle asks, what if Germany had won World War II and taken over the United States? It's a great way to go without having to make up everything whole cloth. Beware, you might fall down some rabbit holes when exploring those what ifs, because change one thing and all sorts of things can happen down the line in domino effects. But it's still a great way to get going without having to create everything from whole cloth. And speaking of whole cloth, the other method is actually called patchwork. Patchwork is where you just go ahead and lift whole things from other sources and stitch them together. I actually did this with the last world I built, though I didn't take from any known properties. I just went back through my previous worlds and took countries and cultures from them and slapped them into the new world. It's a great time saver, and if you're a game master who's not wanting to use a published setting already, it's a great way to get started, because you can do things like, so say you're inspired by Princess Bride and Robin Hood. Princess Bride gives you the country of Florin already there, and Gilder, and a lot of things that you already know about the culture and some of the locations and some of the important people in it, but you don't know much about Gilder, so you can do all sorts of things with it. And if you're inspired by Robin Hood as well, as I said, you can turn that into your Gilder and use elements from it. And boom, you already got a good starting point with two countries that are in conflict with each other, but not outright war yet. But you also know this other country's got other problems going on, where their king's off on crusade and all sorts of other things happening, and can give you a great starting point to building a world to run a game in. And you can even be grabbing published adventures from other worlds and just kind of filing the names off, giving them new names and using them in your world that way. And that one's a low stress, short time way to make a world that you can then fill in further details as you go to make it more yours and unique. Well, I hope this video actually was informative and fun for everyone. And keep being awesome out there and never stop gaining experience.